So for this tutorial, you need your scissors, your measuring tape, your smoking thread, your tailor's chalk, your 1/2 inch elastic, then your fabric. Here I used 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric. So I'll be cutting the back panel first, okay? And to know the amount of fabric that you will need, all right, from the midsection of your back to wherever you want the sleeves to stop at, then you had 15 or 20 or 30, depends on how full you want it to be, to hit. The top is cut, the body of the top is cut together with the sleeve. So for my client, ours is 40 inches altogether. So I'm going to measure 40 inches twice, so it will give me 80 inches, okay? So this is the first 40, then I'm going to fold it into 2. So this is it. Then I'm going to fold it again, so it will be unfold into 4. So now it's unfold into 4. All right, then for the length, I'll be working with 15 inches for the length. So I'm going to mark 15 inches from up here to downward here. Then connect the points together with a straight line, and I will cut it out. So this is it. So I'm going to open it up and position it this way, and I'm going to cut out the neck now. The neck width I'm working with is 3 inches. So I'll mark it here, 3 inches here. Then for the back neck depth is 1 inch. So I'm going to be marking 1 inch here. Then I'll connect the points together like so. Then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so now I will set this aside, then cut the front panel. So for the front panel now, this point here is where the back panel stops at. So I'm going to be adding 10 inches to it here, because we need 90 inches for the front panel in total. So here now I will move this one to that place, okay, like that. Then I will arrange it. Remember, the back panel in total is 80 inches, so the front panel is going to be 90, because it overlays each other, it overlaps each other at the front. So now I'm going to be measuring 15 inches also for the length. Then I will cut it out. So this is for the front panel, okay, and the difference between the front panel and the back panel is 5 inches. So I'm going to mark 5 inches from here to the down part of this fabric, like so. Then connect the point together. So this is it. Then I'll place the back panel on it. So the back panel is on it. The next thing I'll do is to find the points where the front panels will overlap each other. So I'm going to be measuring 7 inches from here. Okay, so this is the 7 inches, but this is where the front panel will overlap each other. All right, so now mark 3 inches neck width. Okay, so this is the neck width. Then I'm going to connect the 7-inch point to the neck width. So from this point now, I'm going to draw a straight line to the end here. So here now, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inch. All right, so I'll mark 1.5 here. Then I'll raise this up and connect it with a curve, not straight line, just in a curving manner to the down part there. So the next thing I'll be doing is to cut it out. So this is it. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. Then the next thing I'll do is to cut the band. So now for the band, I'm going to be smoking it, and the waist measurement I'm working with is 32 inches. So 32 multiplied by 2 is going to give me 64 inches. So for the length, I'm going to be cutting out 64 inches for the band. So I'm going to fold it now. So now it is unfold, and is unfold into 4. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so and it's 16 inches if you measure it. So it's 16 inches. So this point here, I'm not going to be using it. I'll be using only this patterned side. All right, so I'm going to mark half an inch upward all through. Then I'm going to connect the points together with a straight line. So it's going to serve as my starting point line. Okay, so I will measure 8 inches downward on this side and on the other side as well. Then I'll connect the point together, then cut it out. So this is it. The next thing is to take the panels to the sewing machine and join them together. So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, hit that subscribe button now. Like and share this video if you find it helpful. So let's get back into the video. So I'll be joining the shoulder first with half an inch. Right side will be facing right side. All right, and I'll be starting from the sleeve. All right, so I'm done joining the shoulder together. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach elastic to it. So for the elastic now, the sleeve measurement I'm working with is 27. That means from the midsection of my client's back to where the sleeve is going to stop at is 27. Then I'm going to remove 3 inches from it for the neck width, making 24 inches. Then I'm going to remove 4 inches from this 24 as well, because we can't cut 24 exactly like that, so making 20 inches. All right, so it is that 20 inches that I'm going to cut for the elastic. So this is it. So I'm going to place it on it like this, and I'm not going to start drawing it immediately. I'll stitch it down for like 1 inch before I start pulling the elastic. So now I'm done with it. So this is what it's looking like. Then I've done the other side as well. So for the waist area, my client's waist measurement is 32 inches. All right, then 32 divided by 4 is going to give me 8 inches. Then that 8 inches, I'm going to add 3 inches allowance to it, making 11. All right, so I'm going to come to the midsection here, this place, and I'm going to measure 11 inches from this point. So this is the point, then I'm going to mark it. So now I'm going to place both the back panel and the front panel together on each other like this. This mark point on the front panel, I'm going to mark the same point on the back panel as well. And on this point is where my stitch is going to stop at for the waist. So I'm going to start stitching from the wrist as well, half an inch stitch. Okay. So this is it. Okay. And I've done the same thing for the other side as well. I've joined the other side as well. So for the inner arm, you remember the sleeve length we're working with is 27 inches from the midsection of my client's back. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the 11 inches we marked the other time. I will remove it from the 27 inches. Okay, and it's going to give me 16 inches. All right, this 16 inches now, I'll remove 3 inches from it. Remember, while we're cutting the elastic for the upper part, it was 4 inches that I removed, but now I'll be removing 3 inches, and it's going to give me 13 inches. Then I will add half an inch for folding of the elastic, so it's going to give me 13 and a half. So I'll be cutting 13 and a half for the elastic. Okay, so I'm going to cut it on this point like this. So now I'm going to fold the half an inch. I'll fold it in here, then place it on the point here where the stitch stops at, and I'll start stitching. But remember, first stitch 1 inch down without pulling the elastic. So after the 1 inch, then I'll start pulling the elastic. So I'm done with it, and I've done the same thing for the other side as well. Then I'm going to come here so on this point here where the stitch stops at, this point I'm going to open it up, but please do not cut the stitch. Okay, just notch it like that. So this is it. Then I'll do the same thing for the other side too. So after the notch, if you turn it, this is how it's going to be. And now I'll start smoking the band, and I'm going to leave half an inch before the first stitch. So this is the end result of the smoking, and have joined it together. All right, here I joined it together with half an inch. Then at the base here, I've hemmed it, and I inserted elastic into it as well. So now the next thing I'll be doing is to fold the neckline, okay, with half inch from this side to the other side. So this is it. Okay, then this is for the neck. All right, so the next thing I'll be doing is this notch here, I will place it on the other notch on the other side and secure it with a pin together. So I've placed them on each other here. I'm going to secure it with a pin now. Also this side too, I'm going to secure it with a pin. and the other side here as well. So the next thing I'll be doing is to join the band to the bodies. Okay, so before I started smoking, I've found the midpoint of the fabric for the band. All right, so I've played the joint part and the notch part together like this and secured with a pin to find the midpoint for this side. Then I'm going to notch it here. Then I'll do the same for the other side as well. So now this point here, I'm going to place it on the notch for the front panel and secure it with a pin. Then the other side too will be for the notch for the back panel. And secure it with the pin. Then I'll open this side up, I'll remove the pin, then secure, then place them on the sides and secure them down with pins as well on both sides. So the next thing I'll be doing is to stitch it round with half an inch. And also I won't be using the normal thread. All right, I'm going to change it to smoking thread. Okay, so now for the sleeve. All right, the wrist here I've already weave it around. Then I'll be working with 9-inch elastic. All right, then I'm going to add 1 inch to it for joining together. So I will measure the 9 inches, no sorry, the 10 inches, then cut it here. So I'm going to place it on each other this way, 1 inch on both sides like so. Then I'm going to stitch it down on the 2 sides as well. So this is it. Then I'm going to come this way and fold it on it, half an inch on the elastic, then start stitching. Make sure you do not stitch on your elastic. All right, so this is the end result. Okay, and we've come to the end of this tutorial. Like and share this video if you find it helpful. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any question, leave it in the comment section and I will reply to all of them. All right, see you in my next video. Bye.